Well, thank you so much for joining us on this free weight loss seminar. Let me tell you, there are three ways to get value on this seminar. Number one, you need to print the workbook out. So there's a link there to the workbook, so make sure you print that out and fill that out as we go along. Number two, implement what you've learned. So I'm going to teach you a few things today that will get you started and give you a taste of what we do at Achieve Weight Loss. Next, enjoy your bonus. So you will get a bonus if you go ahead and sign up for the webinar afterwards. There'll be a little breakout box, and if you choose to sign up for that, we can send you a little bonus. So let me ask you if this describes you. You're depressed. You hate how you look. You just feel badly because you're like, I just can't seem to get this weight off. Or you're embarrassed. You don't want to go out with your friends. You don't want to take pictures. You don't want to be in pictures because you're just embarrassed about your weight. Or you feel like eating diet food is so limited. Now, you know the first three letters of diet, that's die. So most people think, wow, if I got to lose weight, I got to eat a hamburger about the size of my thumb. Or maybe you're just confused. You're like, there are so many programs out there, so many options, I just don't know which one to do. Let me tell you what you're going to learn in this brief seminar. You're going to learn your most powerful weapon for victory. You're going to learn your most powerful weapon for victory. I'm going to teach you some great lean protein options today in this brief seminar. I'm also going to teach you a way to make your food work for you. So we're going to teach you a way that we teach people how to make their food work for them. I'm also going to expose you to a bread product that we argue your body thinks is broccoli, even though it's not really broccoli. And I'm going to give you some snacks, extras, and freebie options from your local grocery store. What I'm going to start you on is a journey to sustainable weight loss. And let me emphasize the word sustainable. There are hundreds of weight loss programs out there that you'll lose weight on. I can put you on a product, or we can give you shots, or whatever, all those things you want to do, and you'll lose weight. The key, though, is can you sustain whatever that program is? And today you're going to see a little bit of what we do, and I think you'll see just from this glimpse that this is a sustainable way to lose weight. Now, just so you'll know where this is leading up to, we are not asking you to purchase supplements. So this is not a supplement-based program. That's not how this is going to end. I'm not going to be asking you to purchase pre-packaged meals. That's not how Achieve Weight Loss works. I'm not going to be asking you to live off of set menus. In fact, we want our people to create their own menus. I want to empower and educate you to create your own menus. We are not asking you to purchase exotic, unusual foods, foods that you've never heard of before. That's not where this is leading. So you might say, well, how is this sustainable? You say this is a sustainable weight loss. How is it sustainable? Well, first of all, Achieve Lifestyle involves eating 3 meals a day. So definitely would want you to eat 3 meals a day. Also, you're going to get your proper intake of macronutrients, protein, fat, and carbohydrates. In fact, let me tell you a difference between the Achieve Weight Loss Lifestyle and a calorie-based program. Many programs out there are calorie-based. They're based on weighing your food or counting calories or points or things like that. Well, the one problem with those programs, which you will lose weight on those programs, is you can cheat those programs. And metabolically, you can actually hurt yourself on those programs over time. On the Achieve Weight Loss program, if you're eating the way we teach you every day, every meal, you're going to get a proper intake of protein, fat, and carbohydrates, a very balanced intake. We are grocery store based. So our program is built on a grocery store, on your grocery stores. So again, that's why it's sustainable. It's also sustainable because in addition to 3 meals a day, you get 1 to 2 snacks a day and an extra a day, plus unlimited freebies, as much as you need if you just have that craving to eat. Now, before I jump into it, let me tell you my story. I have been in ministry since the late 1980s, and I was getting heavier and heavier. And here I was at 195 pounds. I was on acid reflux medication. My blood pressure was going up, and I was having irritable bowel issues. My BMI at this point was 28. Now, you're considered 30. At 30, you're considered obese. So I wasn't quite there, but I was heading towards it. And so I was really getting frustrated. On February 10th, 2011, I decided to make a change. I had recently had back surgery. I could no longer exercise. I was still overweight, even though I was exercising. And so February 10th, 2011, I thought, okay, this has got to change. I have got to change. And so I started my weight loss journey. And within about 4 months, I lost those pounds down to 155, went to a 32-inch waist, to a 22 BMI. Today, several years later, I still wear the 32-inch waist comfortably. As I was going down that journey, I really got interested in food, so I originally started a blog that was originally called Skinny Jim's Menus. Along the way, I started writing menus for people and telling people what I was doing, and so eventually that got put into a cookbook. And this is a picture from a local newspaper that did a story on me with my cookbook, and that's part of my journey. So, I just want to tell you that I am teaching this not because I bought a franchise or anything like that. This is how I lost my weight, and quite frankly, many years later, how I continue to sustain my weight. So if you're ready to get started, let's go. There are 3 components to our classes: the why, the what, and the how. So let me start with the why. Weight loss begins in the mind. I'm here to tell you that weight loss is 99% head game. Weight loss begins in your mind. Before you put anything in your mouth, you have decided whether or not you're going to eat it. So you've got to find your why, and in your workbook you could write this down. Your first step to sustainable weight loss is you have to find your why. As I tell people, if you don't have a why, you will eat the pie. So we have to start with the mental why. So you need to find a painful why. Now in our classes we address this from several different angles to help you find that painful why, but at the end of the day you have to have a painful why, because if you don't have a pain, you will have a gain, right? So you've got to have a why or you will eat the pie. And so part of that why is finding a painful why, a mental why. So if your why is bigger than the temptation, you're going to have victory. But if you keep eating the pie, then you don't have a big enough why. Your why has to be bigger than the temptation. Now, one of the things that we send our people every day is a minute to slim it video email. And so we're going to send you one of those. If you sign up at the end of this for at least our newsletter, then we, in our ebook, we will send you one of those video emails, just so you get a chance to experience what our people get. Now we have over 500 of these, so we do that, and they come out every day so people can be motivated mentally, because your why begins in your mind. When you find your why, you can be like Amy, who's lost 60 pounds, or like Julie, who's lost 56 pounds and kept it off because they found their why. But there's more than just the mental why. There is the biological reason why. If you are alive, and I assume you are since you're watching this video, and if you have a pancreas, which I assume you are because you're alive, because if you didn't have a pancreas you'd be dead, you have the fat truck. Now, one of the reasons you need to have that why is because you have the fat truck. Now you'll see down there it says page 13, our nutritional workbook. This is where we discuss this in our nutritional workbook. Let me just tell you a few things about this guy, the fat truck. The fat truck, when he is triggered, causes an increase in appetite. Now you're going to trigger the fat truck on your junk days, when you just eat that horrible food. Although it tastes really good, I get it, but if you're having the chocolate cake and the ice cream and all that stuff, you send out the fat truck like crazy. And one of the things he does is he increases your appetite. In fact, a lot of our people, when they start the Achieve lifestyle and they start eating healthy, when they have a junk day, which we allow you to have, you're allowed to have up to 2 junk days a week if you want that many. A lot of times people will tell me, man, I had a junk day the other day for the first time in several days, and I just wanted to eat all day. Well, I would argue that's because you triggered the fat truck. The other thing the fat truck does is he stores fat. That's just what the fat truck does. He has to clear out all that sugar out of your blood system, or you're going to be in a coma or dead. So one of the things he does is he stores it in your fat cells. So those are a couple things. There's more things, but those are a couple things that the fat truck does when we send him out. So one of the reasons why you've got to have that mental why is because you put anything in your mouth, before you've done that, you've made a decision in your mind. And when you put it in your mouth and you eat it and you swallow it, if you're not eating the right kinds of foods, the fat truck comes flying out, your appetite's going to be increased, and you're going to store fat. But let me give you another biological reason why. And that is just this whole concept of calories. I think we would all agree that a weight loss fact is you need to burn off more calories than you consume. And I think that's a well-established fact. If you consume 1,200 calories, but your body burns 1,500, well, you're in a calorie deficit. But I think we all know this. Not all calories are created equally. In other words, the calories in a donut are a little differently treated by your body than the calories in chicken. They're both calories, but your body reacts differently. You see, the reality is, you and I are what we eat. Back in my pre-weight loss days, after a long day of school, I would stop at Wendy's and get me a nice triple juicy cheeseburger. 1,110 calories, 72 grams of fat, and 44 carbs. Of course, I had to have my French fries, another 365 calories, 17 grams of fat, and 48 carbs. Now, it being Wendy's, I had to have a Frosty. So medium Frosty of 460 calories, 12 grams of fat, 76 carbs. Now, I did want to be healthy, so I drank a Diet Coke. In that one meal, I consumed 1,935 calories. Now, quite frankly, that's more calories than I consume in about a day and a quarter on my Achieve lifestyle. And I'm perfectly happy, perfectly satiated because I'm eating the right kinds of calories. But in my pre-weight loss days, that was one meal, 1,935 calories. Roughly 1,600 plus of that was basically fat, sugar, and starches. Sending out the fat truck like crazy. My body was in a major fat storage mode, and that was just one meal. That wasn't breakfast, that wasn't lunch, that wasn't a snack, that was dinner. And then we say things like, man, my metabolism's slowing down. No, it's not that necessarily. Yes, it slows a little bit as you get older, but we give that far more credit than it is. I've had people in their 80s losing 30 pounds. The problem is you're just eating too much trash. You're eating trash. So when we talk about our weight loss, the first thing you've got to establish is the why. You've got to have the mental why, and you need to understand the biological reasons why you need to make those choices. And we get very much in depth in that in our series. Now let me take you to the next component. That is the what component. So we have to know what we're going to work with. Well, that brings us to number 2. You need to learn about food. You need to be able to identify your foods. Sustainable weight loss is grocery store based. And again, I want to highlight that word, sustainable. Sustainable weight loss is grocery store based. Again, you can lose weight on tons of different programs. The question is, can you sustain what that program is teaching you? If you're just going to live on shakes, yeah, you can lose weight. But what are you going to do when you get off the shakes or the prepackaged meals or when you stop getting the shots or taking the medicine? What are you going to do then? Most people just balloon right back up. So sustainable weight loss is grocery store based. Now, there are 6 categories of food that we teach. Lean proteins, fatty proteins, fibrous carbs, natural carbs, as well as complete foods and meal replacements. 6 categories. Now, in this presentation, I'm going to touch on 3 of them. First of all, let's take a look at lean proteins. Now, in our nutritional workbook and on our website, we have over nearly 40 lean proteins listed. Let me give you a couple of them. For breakfast, could be things like egg whites or egg substitutes. Now, if you don't like egg substitutes because they're processed, don't eat it. You can go to the egg whites. This is the beauty of what Achieve does. You can customize it to what you like. For lunch or supper, it could be tuna packed in water, all white meat chicken breast, or tilapia. So here's just a small sampling of the nearly 40 lean proteins that we have listed on our website and in our nutritional book. Now you notice I said men 6 to 8 ounces, women 4 to 6. Now we don't weigh our food. I'm going to teach you a little way to do your portions in just a moment. Let's go to another category, fibrous carbs. That could be things like bell peppers, broccoli, cauliflower, green beans, lettuce, and mushrooms. Now we have over 50 fibrous carbs listed on our website and in our nutritional workbook. Now, if you like bread, this you might really like. We argue that there are breads, muffins, tortillas, flatbreads on the market that your body thinks is broccoli. For example, the Aunt Millie's 35 calorie whole grain bread, we would argue is your body thinks is broccoli. Now we teach you in our classes the formulas we use and why we do this. So this isn't just something we pull out of the air. We teach you why we do this. But basically, if you're eating this bread, we say your body thinks you're having green beans. Now, it technically is not green beans. I get that. But you can have one slice if you're not making a sandwich, or two slices if you are. Now, we so far have listed over 45 fibrous carb breads, muffins, tortillas, and flatbreads on our website. So again, we argue you can eat this and your body thinks you're eating broccoli. Isn't that cool? That's why I find this lifestyle sustainable, because I can have breads, muffins, and tortillas and flatbreads and things like that on a day when I'm losing weight. Now let me give you one other category of the 6, and that is natural carbohydrates. Some examples would be things like corn, potatoes, any kind, and let's say strawberries. Now there are over 65 or 95 natural carbs that we have listed. So I'm just giving you 3 of 95 out there that are listed on the website. Now, before we get into a little bit more stuff, let's talk about condiments, because we do want our food to taste good, and we currently have over 132 listed. And the reason I say currently is because we're always finding more. We're constantly adding to our website, and we teach you the condiment rule to use that you can stay in a safe mode on a weight loss day, and so you learn how to find your own condiments out there. But here's some examples. Tomatoes are one thing that we do consider a condiment because they tend to be higher in sugars, especially when cooked. Salt, pepper, spices, all those spices are fine as condiments. 40 to 50 calorie cheese, ultra cheese thins. It can be Sargento, it can be Kraft, it can be Kroger. Any of those ultra cheese thins are a condiment. And there's several dressings out there, but one of the favorites of many of our people is the Olive Garden light Italian dressing. Now, just because something says light or fat-free does not mean that it's automatically approved by us. Again, we teach you the formula that we use, it's a very simple thing, to help you find your own condiments. And we've also done a lot of the heavy lifting for you and already have over 132 listed with many more coming out. Now, if you enjoy snacks, and I certainly do, let me give you some snack options. Now, before we get into that, ladies can have 1 snack a day, guys get up to 2 snacks a day. Now, I know, ladies, that doesn't seem fair, so let me just say this. If you exercise for 30 minutes, and we're talking about getting the blood pumping and a little sweat on, if you exercise for at least 30 minutes, you ladies can have an extra snack, and yes, guys, you could have a 3rd snack if you want. You say, what's some snacks I can eat? Well, handful of nuts. Whether it's almonds or cashews or pistachios, and yes, I know peanuts are not a nut, but you can have peanuts. They can be dry roasted, they can be salted, they can be unsalted, they can be wasabi covered, they can be sriracha covered, but they cannot be honey roasted, chocolate covered, or yogurt covered. Another idea would be the Oikos 000. Those can be wonderful snacks for you. Or the Breyers Carb Smart Ice Cream. You can go up to a nice cup of that. Now, currently, we have over 259 snacks listed on our website, and we're constantly adding more. Now, in addition to your snack, again, let me say that again, in addition to your snack and your 3 meals a day, if you want to eat more, we have a category called extras. Let me give you a couple options. One could be 2 sugar-free popsicles. Now, you don't have to eat them at the same time. You could spread them throughout the day. But those aren't even a snack. They're just what we call an extra. Now, if you're concerned about artificial sweeteners, then another option might be for you a light string cheese. A whole piece, not just a little string, but a whole tube of light string cheese. Sargento, Cheesehead Lights, Weight Watchers would work as well. So we currently have 44 extras listed on our website. Now, if you still want to eat, you've had your 3 meals a day, you've had your snack or 2 snacks, if you've exercised, if you've had an extra and you still want to eat, then there's Freebies. All those fibrous carb veggies that I was telling you about, bell peppers, broccoli, cauliflower, green beans, again, there's tons of those on the website, are free. Now, breads and tortillas and muffins, those aren't freebies. You can't eat a loaf of bread. But if you want to have a 5-gallon bucket of broccoli, well, knock yourself out. That's a freebie. Cool. Now, if you have a sweet tooth like me, another freebie could be sugar-free Jell-O cups with a little fat-free Ready Whip. Now, in addition to all those fibrous carbohydrates, we have additional 40 different freebies listed on our website. And we're always looking for more things that are Freebies. You can have as much as you need to satisfy those cravings. So that's what we're going to work with in this presentation. Lean proteins, fibrous carbs, and we're going to work with natural carbs. And of course we have the condiments as well, snacks, extras, and freebies. So now the third component that we talk in our classes is the how. How are we going to make all of this work? Well, that leads us to number 3, and that is the portion side. So the reason we want to watch our portions is we've got to control the calories. Remember, you are what you eat, and that is the biological part that we've got to control, and we've got to make sure that we burn off more calories than we consume. So ladies, for you, we're going to use your hand, and if you will put your hand over the meat, if your palm covers it, 4 to 6 ounces, you're good. Men, if you put your hand over the meat, if your whole hand covers it, roughly 6 to 8 ounces, you're good. So this is dealing with dense meat, and again, we have some other things to do, liquid portions and things like that, or non-dense things as well. But this would be an idea of how to handle the dense meat. Liquid portions, ladies, cup and a half, guys, cup and a half to 2. An example of a liquid protein that I've given you in this presentation is egg whites or egg beaters. Now, quite frankly, a cup and a half of egg beaters is a lot of egg beaters. You don't have to eat that much if you don't want to, but you can have up to that much. What I tell people is measure it once, know what it looks like, and then don't worry about it. I don't measure my egg beaters or egg whites. I just pour it in the skillet. I know I'm safe doing that. So you might measure it once, get an idea of how much 2 cups, guys, or a cup and a half, ladies, really looks like, and then you're cool. Now, those are some of the meat portion. Let me talk to you about the fibrous carbohydrates. Now you can, on your other hand, so the one hand was the meat. On the other hand, fibrous carbs, you could do the whole hand, a whole hand of fibrous carb. If you're using those broccoli bread that we talked about, the broccoli bread I talked to you about today, the Aunt Millie's, you could do 1 slice if you're not making a sandwich. Now quite frankly, you can do that bread and a little bit of vegetable in your meal. That's fine. If you're making a sandwich, you could have 2 slices of bread and a little bit of vegetable like lettuce or something like that. As far as those natural carbs, it's only a half a hand or half a cup cooked. So when we get into how we're going to combine these in a minute, we'll talk about how all this shakes out. So number 4, and this is a big part, making your food work for you. You see, I know every January our gyms are going to be full of people thinking they can exercise their way out of a bad diet. You can't. But they think they can. And so they'll exercise. They won't be losing much weight, and they give up. Why? Because their food's not working for them. I'm going to be honest with you. Nutrition is 80 to 90% of the ball game. 80 to 90%. You need to learn how to make your food work for you. So one of the things that we teach you how to do is how to leverage your food. And we leverage what's called the thermic effect of food, which is basically the amount of energy your body uses to store and transport and digest your food. And when you leverage that thermic effect of food, we can basically eliminate blood sugar spikes. You're going to feel fuller longer. You're going to have a reduced appetite. The way we do that on Achieve Weight Loss is we combine our food. We do food combinations. And one of the beauties of food combinations is not only are we leveraging the thermic effect of food, but also you're always going to get a good and proper intake of your macronutrients. So we have 10 food combinations we teach in our weight loss course. I'm going to give you combination number 5 for this seminar. Combination number 5 is a lean protein, fibrous carb, and a natural carb. Plus you can have some condiments. So you'll notice we have our 2 hands up here. So the meat is the one hand, and the other hand, if we're going to do fibrous carb and natural carb, we're going to do a half fibrous and a half natural in this particular combination. So let me give you an example of what this could look like, and you can write this down in your workbook. So I'm going to start with my protein first. So I'm going to start with a lean protein of egg whites or egg substitutes. And I'm going to put some bell peppers in there, fibrous carb, mushrooms, fibrous carb, and I'm going to have a piece of that Aunt Millie's bread, which is also a fibrous carb. So right now you can see that basically I have these 2 categories, and so I'm going to add my third one, and I'm going to have some strawberries. So once again, that's my natural carb. So right here in this meal, I've got me a nice veggie omelet with a piece of toast and some strawberries. Now, I didn't put it on this slide, but you can still add a condiment. Maybe you do a slice of that cheese, that ultra-thin cheese. Let me give you an idea for lunch or supper. Let's say we do tilapia. Okay, that would be great. I'm going to have broccoli with it, and I'm going to have a baked potato. Maybe for a condiment, I'm going to put a piece of cheese on my broccoli. Now you say, Jim, what do you fry in? Well, right now for this presentation, to be safest, I'd say bake it or broil it, or you could boil it, I guess, or you could use a 0-calorie cooking spray. But there's a wonderful oil on the market that still can keep your leans really good and lean. And a hint, it is not olive oil, although if you want to cook in olive oil, coconut oil, even butter, we'll let you on Achieve. We teach you how that works. But let's practice for a second. Let me just throw this up here. So this is combination 5, lean protein, fibrous carb, natural carb. So maybe you can look at that for a second and see if you can come up with some combinations. The way I wrote my cookbook was I would wake up and let's say that morning or maybe that afternoon I'm like, man, I want some chicken breast. Okay, that's a lean protein. What am I going to put with my chicken breast? Well, you know, one thing I could do, remember I can use my fibrous carb bread, so I'll get 2 slices since I'm making a sandwich, and I'm going to make me a chicken breast sandwich. Now I can put a little bit of lettuce on there because that's also a fibrous carb as well. And I can put a condiment on there. Mustard's always safe as a condiment. Remember, there's tons of condiments out there. And I'm going to have maybe some corn with my sandwich. Again, about a half a cup cooked. Now that's a way. Now you say, well, can I have chips? Yep, there's chips out there that work beautifully as a natural carb. Let's try another one. How about tilapia? And I think I'm going to have, well, I'm going to have some cauliflower and corn with that, or green beans and corn. Now you say, well, this doesn't sound super exciting. Remember, I'm just giving you a few of each one of these categories. There are chips out there we can do. There's all sorts of condiments. There are tons of different things. There's a baking mix that we call broccoli as well. You can even have fried chicken and still keep it lean and fibrous. And all those things, there's tons and tons and tons of ideas. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to chat those in or ask us questions anytime. So let me just stop right there. And that's just a taste of what we do. But let me tell you, these are folks that we've had at Achieve Weight Loss, and this can be your story too. You can be like Andrew, who lost 20 pounds in just 5 weeks. Or her dad, who lost 21.3 pounds in just 5 weeks. Or you can be like Cindy, who's lost 105 pounds with us and still keeping it off a few years later. Or Peggy and Charles, who have lost a combined total of over 132 pounds. Or you can be like Randy, who's lost 113 pounds. That can be your story. Let me tell you, we've had medical professionals come to our classes. We encourage doctors and medical professionals to come to our classes. Dr. Pam Lynch said, after attending the 4-week Achieve Weight Loss classes, I can confidently recommend this for my patients. It teaches healthy lifestyle modifications for those who need help losing weight or managing diabetes. Penny, who's a nursing instructor out in Iowa, she said this lifestyle change is awesome, that it helps a person to be healthy with insulin level, fiber, and works well. This is a great plan for vegetarian and meat diets. Thank you for what you're offering. This is the best plan I have seen. So I want you to know what you can expect. If you're like, hey, I think I'm kind of interested in this. Well, what you can expect if you apply the principles that we teach you in our weight loss course, you can expect to lose weight. You can expect to have lower blood sugar levels. You can expect to have lower blood pressure levels. You can expect to have lower cholesterol levels and more energy and just to feel fuller much longer throughout the day between meals. Now, I think you've watched this seminar because you wanted to use your food to lose weight. You're tired of the gimmicks, the prepackaged, the shots, the pills, the shakes. You wanted to learn how to make your food work for you, and I taught you one of our 10 combinations that makes your food work for you. You wanted to be empowered to make your own choices. We actually built a few menu items right here on this spot, and you will learn how to do that. You want to enjoy eating out without feeling guilty. Now, there's simple tricks that we will teach you how to do that. You wanted to learn about options at your grocery store. I gave you some. You wanted to learn a practical lifestyle. Remember, this is grocery store based. Practical lifestyle. I believe you attended because you're tired of gimmicks, limited diet plans, taking pills, living on shakes, counting calories or grams, weighing your food, things like that. So you might be saying, Jim, where do I learn more? Well, on August 2013, we launched Achieve Weight Loss, and our mission is to educate and empower you to enjoy sustainable weight loss. Here's what you'll learn in our classes. How your body stores fat and why your body stores fat. About the fat truck. We'll teach you about the saintly sweeper, how to burn fat. We'll also teach you 10 fat-burning combinations. I taught you one today. You'll also learn all 6 food categories. I introduced you to 3 of them in this seminar. You'll also learn how to identify meats as fatty protein, lean proteins, and even junk proteins. You'll learn how to identify fibrous carbs, natural carbs, complete foods, and approved meal replacements like bars and shakes and frozen entrees and even in recipes. You'll learn how to identify snacks, what we call broccoli breads, condiments, and of course our approved recipes. You'll learn how to identify those things. You will learn grocery store options for snacks, extras, freebies, condiments, and about the best milks and cheeses that are out there. You'll also learn the knockout punch. This is our framework. Most people need a framework, and we teach that, and it's called the knockout punch. So we're going to give you 5 simple keys to ensuring that you have a fat-burning, healthy day. You will learn a sustainable weight loss lifestyle. It's a lifestyle I've been living for many, many years. Many of my friends have been living it for many years, and it's very doable and sustainable. Let me tell you some tools you'll receive. If you're like, I think I'm interested, let me tell you what we're going to provide you with. Every day you're going to get our motivational video emails from us. You're going to get our weight loss course, which is about 5 hours of video, and you can take quizzes at the end of each segment to make sure that you're really learning the material. You're going to get online tracking of your weight and measurements so you can see your progress. And by the way, we can see it too. So we will send you certificates and attaboy, attagirl things to you as well as you continue to track. You'll get a nutritional workbook download. Now you can buy a hard copy from our online store if you'd rather not print it off. Currently that book is about 112 pages. So you can download that, print it off in draft mode, of course, probably best. Or you can certainly order a copy, but you'll have instant access to the download. Every day, or as often as you want to, we hope you do, as you do a journal online, our Achieve coaches will be checking it, and you'll get feedback, often within 12 to 24 hours, sometimes almost instantaneously. You will get daily feedback on what you choose to eat, and that way we can help you and coach you along the way. You'll get access to our grocery store database, which currently there are over 1,400 grocery items in our database. That includes snacks, frozen entrees, meats, breads, condiments, extra freebies, dairy, soups and chili vegetarian options. You'll get access to our recipe database. Well, currently there are over 320 recipes in our database. Breakfast, main dish, condiments, desserts, snacks, side dishes, soups and salad. You'll get access to our restaurant database. Currently there are 35 restaurants in our database, and we're constantly adding new restaurants, as well as grocery items, as well as recipes. If you want to, we have what we call lifestyle classes. These are in addition to our weight loss classes, but hey, maybe you're really struggling with self-talk. You can go out there and watch that video, download the material, and follow along. So we have 45 different classes that deal with all sorts of different topics. So what are your options? Well, your options are our online weight loss course, one of your best options. Let me tell you about our course. You're going to get 2 full months of access. Now, our course is right here, and you're going to get 2 full months of access. There's 4 sessions. They're pre-recorded videos. You can do it at your own pace for the next 2 months. We're going to give you quizzes to test your knowledge. You can download the nutritional workbook, plus you're going to get full access to all the features of our website, our weight tracker, the online journal, the databases, the daily motivational emails, all those things. Normally that is $79.99, and that's really a good price for 2 months of full access to everything. However, since you've taken the time to watch this special, we are going to give you a link to a private purchase page. And if you buy through this link, you will get an additional month added on, which It's $20 a month after you finish the course if you want to continue. Many people do because they like the accountability. They also like the private Facebook page and all those things. We're going to give that to you for $19.99 value. So you're going to get 3 months online. Now, we do have products. The reason we have products is because, well, a lot of people just want to replace those voids. So we have things that taste like Snicker bars, chocolate no-bake cookies, Reese's peanut butter cups, Nestle Crunch bars, all sorts of things, chips, things like that. You don't have to buy anything from us. None of those are required for your weight loss. But a lot of people like them because it really helps them. And so if you're like, hey, yeah, I think I want to invest in some of that, that's fine. On your order of $50, your first order of over $50, you will have a coupon that gives you free shipping. So that's another $8, $10 value, easy. So you're getting at least a $27.99 value here just by signing up on this private link. Now remember, this link is not available on our website. You're getting access because you watched the email or this course. Now after 30 days, if you've been journaling online, you're doing what we're telling you, and you're not losing weight, and you're like, I want my money back, we will give you your money back. So you have two options. You can lose weight and keep regaining it, or you can let us educate you to enjoy sustainable weight loss. So that is our free class. Now if you have any questions, please feel free to call us at 317-989-9439, or here on our website. A lot of times we're online and you can chat with us right here directly from our website, or you can click the contact button there and you can send us an email. But if you have any questions, we're here to answer your questions and to help you in your weight loss journey. We will walk beside you all the way. So you journal online, we're going to give you feedback. You do your weight tracking, we're going to be monitoring that and giving you feedback and sending you certificates. And we're going to walk with you. You'll get access to our private Facebook page, which we monitor, and we have lots of achievers out there that are helping each other and encouraging each other. They're going to get all the videos, all the access, everything, and we're there to help you. So again, if you have any questions, please feel free to call us, 317-989-9439. Well, thank you so much for watching this free video presentation. We hope you become a part of the Achieve family, and we would love to help you build and learn a sustainable weight loss lifestyle. Have a healthy day.